Hey guys, Jolly here. Yeah, I just want to jump in, make a video. I've been playing a little bit of AOM again and enjoying it, so that's always good. Finally got my rate up. We had decayed down to like 1600, so yeah, we're back up like around 1850 now, and I was versing a high 1800, low 1900 player. So finally getting some solid games on the ladder, and yeah, these games are kind of cool, so I thought I'd just make a video and share. I guess the theme of this one is we're going to be looking at Ra's classic fight, understanding why it's strong and what your kind of conditions in the game are here. So yeah, we're on Alfheim. We are versus an Odin player. Now, obviously, coming into the game, you want to kind of think about what is going to be good for you, what's going to be good for them. So this map here, we got a forward gold mine, and he obviously has the Heimdall option. Freya gets a little bit cucked on this map. Just given the amount of walling that's going to be available. And then obviously priests and Wadgets are pretty good into Valkyries, particularly if they don't get the mobility in the space that they need to move. So given that information, I'm sort of under the impression that I would expect some sort of Heimdall play here because town centers are really good to grab on this map. And having a forward gold mine means he could do some sort of like fake pressure with undermine, harass into grabbing his own town center. So that's kind of what I'm preparing for here. Not going to speak about build orders here too much, guys. I'm just adapting whatever I used to use on the older patches before they did the build changes. So I'm still kind of getting used to that one, but I've not really run into any build order issues, i.e. like offing at the wrong time or not feeling I have the resources to do things. So as long as your build order allows you to do what you need to do, then I wouldn't be worrying too hard about your opening so much. So he comes in pretty quick, and I've made a bit of a mistake not being able to just connect this up here. So this does allow a bit of pressure from Axel on my gold mine. So yeah, Undermine's going to come through here. My goal really here is like I just know I have to keep this temple alive, and you know, looking back on this one, the fact that it's not, I thought I'd place this okay, but it needs to be inside this range. So this is kind of my first mistake. I get kind of forced idle time with these villagers trying to muck around. So that's not ideal, but yeah, just a little mistake there just to think about next time. I thought this was going to be okay, but not quite. We'll just kind of fight him back, just as long as we don't lose a villager. We're reasonably okay with this situation. We do have 2 priests out now. I've got 1 hiding here because my APM isn't quite there yet. But this is more than enough to defend. We get some here, but we make a mistake, and he gets a really nice vision play here to boost these guys in. So this is a really nice move from Axel, and then I highlighted these guys together and moved them. So I lose the Wadget for a little bit of mechanical misplay there. So now he's done the little pressure and he's just gapped it into Fog of War. You know, my job now is to know what's going on, right? I've got pretty little vision on this map. No idea what he's doing. Is he making heaps of Irons and an army? Is he taking Hunt in the middle? Is he taking a town center? So I've really got to work out. So we're just going to come out and we're going to start dropping obelisks. I have a couple of axemen out. Basically, you know, 2 of these guys is going to nullify, you know, probably up to 4 hearses, especially with priest healing. So I feel pretty comfortable walking out. And we're getting the obelisk, so we do see the raiding cavalry. So now we can just kind of respond with vision and his units, what units we need to make. So yeah, I just want to make sure that he feels my pressure right now, and that he can't do what he wants to do. And while doing that, I'm going to work out what it is he's doing. I'm seeing a lot of units coming out, so I'm not worried about a town center at all. What I am worried about is obviously getting completely outmassed and not getting onto any of these resources in the front. So yeah, just getting our vision lines up here, and then trying to get some more scouting in with the priest. And he's sort of not showing his hand yet, but now I see a bunch of these guys here. We've got some axemen here. We're definitely under a solid impression here that this guy is staying classical for some time and getting some units out. Obviously works good for Heimdall play because you've got your Rigs Fuller. So you don't mind being in the classical age with everything training a little bit faster. You're on kind of like 1.1, 1.2 or something, or I'm not quite sure on the map. But yeah, your TC's working a little bit better than mine, right? And so yeah, he's kind of getting a decent army out now, and I actually have to kind of respect a little bit here. I don't have the Slinger Mass out to deal with his throwing X-Men, and his medium upgrade has also come through. So, you know, I got to be a little bit careful here, especially with the Iron Harry special pushing on through. So we're just going to keep our vision line just to make sure that, yeah, we're not getting any surprises, because we do have slow units in our army. And they probably should be just sitting a little safer. Like, I don't need these guys up here. I think this is something that if I was watching someone else play, I would really grill them for these kinds of mistakes. Yeah, we retreat because we sort of recognize that. And we're just going to go from spearman raids. The reason I'm doing this is he's Heimdall, so his infantry aren't, like, he's not for city infantry. His raiding cavalry are, like, super weak without the Freya upgrade. So, yeah, we lose a Wadjet for that, but, you know, we get some idle time. And we're just causing a little bit of havoc, so that's okay. Really wanting to find a fight here or something. You know, I am seeing the score difference, and it is a little bit, you know, I don't want to fall too far behind here. So we find out where his gold is, so this is pretty nice. We sneak a wall up here. Didn't quite realize that one could have finished, but we come for the fight here. And potentially a bit of a first take of the game. But we notice that this fight isn't going to be good, so in these moments it's really important you make snapshot decisions. I know I've built this wall, so I know I have an escape route here. And I know he can't really follow my spares. He doesn't have Valkyries to come. His raiding cavalry aren't, you know, I can turn around and trade with his raiding cavalry before the rest of his army comes, so it's quite tough for him. So I know I can get out here, but I also know he's weak here. So in what turned out to be like a really caught out position, and I didn't want to blow my shifting sands, we've managed to turn this into a pretty decent trade. We lose some units, but we force some idle time, and we get a couple of kills here. So pretty happy with that outcome. We just know that we do need to get the priest Wadjet mass going so that I can effectively deal with all of these Iron Harrys. And my vision paying off here, you know, he's come over to these berries here. So now we want to push him off of these. Making him walk in idle time off of these berries is going to be huge. And he comes in for the fight here. And I actually think that this fight might be okay for me because I've got my Hack Armor upgrade and the X-Men upgrade. And these Spearmen have come into a nice position on the raiding cavalry. But as you can see, these Iron Harrys are quite a lot to deal with. And those throwing X-Men just melted all of my X-Men before my slingers really got the damage out. So we lose a little trade, but once again, this is kind of okay for me. And I guess I kind of want to discuss the theory on the Egyptian Classic fight. Norse units are more expensive, and they train a little bit slower, right? So Egyptian units are very cheap, and they train very quickly, particularly when I have 4 barracks all in empowerment range. So if I trade 1 for 1, by the time the dust settles, I'm going to have more units. So even if I trade down a little bit, right? When the dust settles, I'm going to be able to replenish. So we're going to see this a couple of times in this game here. We take a trade, we extend it, and while that's happening, you know, our units are going to be coming out nice and quickly. So not too bad, as you can see. You know, it looked like we kind of lost this fight in trade, but at the end of it, like I'm now up military resource value than him. So all is okay. And so yeah, we just want to keep spamming. We see the market, which makes me go, is this guy sold something for heroic? Or is he grabbing a town center? Or, you know, what's the gist? This market is extremely suspicious. So I go to kill it, and I probably waste a little bit of time here. I feel like I should have just kind of come through and checked things out. But anyway, he's obviously used that market. He's probably sold something to afford this town center. So he grabs a town center. So this puts me in a bit of a tricky spot because Egyptian Classic fight, particularly with Ptah, you're not really able to push anything like this. But we know that all of his resources are behind the TC. So we're just going to come here and we're going to say, hey, you know, if you were here, you've had to leave. And I can kind of just sit on top of things. He's going to look for some raids, but of course, we've just got reinforcements going there. And so, yeah, we catch his hunt going around the back. So rather than just sitting here killing houses, I really want to idle him and look for trades. Now, I had a play in mind here, which I do, but I make a bit of a mistake. So I push him here, and so he goes, you've had to walk around the whole way, so I'm just going to run at you and your gold mines here. I could have baited this way harder. but I wanted to shift on top of him. But I really should have let him come in here and then shifted when he was way more out of position. Unfortunately, there's a bit of like kind of loading time after the shift sand, so it didn't work out. But a nice idea. But it does cover things, and I'm able to go grab this town center, and I'm sort of back in control of the middle of the map again. So not too bad. Now we're just going to take out his houses. I'm taking this town center. I don't really want to get on the back, and I don't have shift sands now, right? So I was very comfortable coming around the back when I had shifting sands up, right? So yeah, we're going to take out all of these houses, and we're just going to look for his gold mines again. He's probably on this one, but yeah, we're just going to check these two here, see what's going on. And he does pop over to come onto this food, so we get a really nice catch with those spearmen, so that's super nice. Get some more kills. He is up Scardy now, so my job is kind of, I do really have to follow into the next stage. If he comes out with heavy Jarls, these spearmen just won't cut it. So really need to get up for the next stage so I can get my heavy upgrades. Got so much in the army, grabbing these heavy upgrades just boosts your value significantly. So yeah, we're going to drop our rain. We'll just fast forward a little bit here. Get some more barracks out, all of the good stuff. And yeah, just hold this middle of the map. He's moved off of this gold mine, and I'm just going to go check them all again. Just being annoying with these spears. He's going to come over. I know I've got locusts coming up, so I just play Ring the Rosie for a little bit here. Just trying to get like a decent locust, because there's a lot of low vills. And we do manage to get a couple, I think. Not as good as I hoped for, but yeah, they're all super, super low. So it's a decent trade with those spearmen. While that's all happening, I've got myself to full pop, and we've got our third town center coming up. So we're just we're ready to go, go, go. So I need to fight. I can't make any siege until I lose some units. So yeah, we just need to kind of get into his face now. Once again, we're now 3 town centers, 64 villages. We got enough favor for a second reign. Spam, spam, spam. Like, let's find out, can his eco hold up? To my, my spammage ability here. So now we got the siege out. We're just going to lead him with the siege. I like leading him with these kind of high value units. My goal really is, as soon as any of his throwing axemen come into range, that my slingers can do something here. So yeah, we have a bit of a fight here. He doesn't like the look of this one, so he drops frost. Don't know about this frost usage, but yeah, maybe that's felt like he had to do, and he's going to use it to get a hill fort up in his face. I feel like he could have just frosted the army, taken these 2 siege towers out, and then built this or something, but yeah, anyway. We're kind of in the berries as well, so we don't like hate our position. It's quite hard for him to get on these slingers. And definitely the potential that I could have gone Sekhmet here and just upgraded these slingers with all these barracks units I'm making. But we offer Sobek as a bit of a comfort choice. And I love the Sunrise Mubricks and the bit of camels. But I think looking back on this one, Sekhmet's the right call given the amount of slingers I have here. So yeah, he gets a decent trade here. But as you can see, we're just 3 town center now. And so even what looks like a fight that he's won, by the time he comes over here, look at the military resource. He's not really winning these trades, right? And he's going to push a little bit too far into me. My heavy is starting to come through. How's his upgrades? He's not really got any armory upgrades. So it's not great for him. I've just got the cheapies. And we're going to be able to establish our position on this map. So we've got access to all these golds. We're threatening this one. We've got 1, 2, 3 mines. We have a fantastic trade route. I got vision if he ever looks at a trade route or this TC. He's really got these 3 mines to play with now.
Great.
And he's going to make a move here. So yeah, we're going to jump in and try to do some damage. Bit of a miss micro here. I should lead with slingers. It's something I always tell people about when I'm doing coaching. But maybe at this point in the game, just send them in. Send them in. So yeah, as you can see, he's just not able to deal with the villages he's lost, the time he's been idled, my kind of full economy, another rain dropping in, and the spam is too much. So GG managed to pick up the dub on that one. So yeah, pretty decent game. Yeah, hopefully it sort of makes sense to show you that if Norse is strong when they're kind of at full pop, right? That's because That's their army just costs a bit more than mine. So when you're kind of at like, yeah, these situations, Norse really likes to have a big full pop army, and then be able to kind of like use his army and his like full population to kind of take the map. Very much a tempo god, really likes winning early trades and then converting those early trades into like incremental small advantages. So I kind of understand here that I have to break his ability to do that, and just taking some fights is often a good way, just to keep things going. Because yeah, the more units he has, the more buildings he can build, the more of the map he can access. If he's full pop, and he can spare 3 or 4 berserks to come to the other side and start doing buildings and controlling corners and all of that stuff. Yeah, the more units he has, the more ability he has to kind of control the map. So yeah, I just want to keep him in these fights and just kind of outdo him with my cheaper units here. Okay, so yeah, just looking at we'll have a little look at some stats. So we look at the resource value. You can see how he greeted to go heroic, and I probably missed this window. I don't know if I really got enough done here. But we did idle him. I think we look over this time period, 12 to like 19 minutes. Maybe we look at idle villages. We don't want to see my graph. Yeah, as you can see, we managed to get some like decent idle chunks here during that time. And if we look at resources collected, you can see the fact that we're kind of even here is really, really good for us. I don't think his early rush gave him enough. And then we were able to idle him, and then eventually, with our sort of cheaper economy, come out on top there. Cool. So there is another game that we're going to watch very quickly. So we match Axel again. But on this one, sorry, these replays take a really long time to load. I need to delete a folder here, I think. Sweet. Okay, so this one, he goes Thor, and we get on Marsh. So I was thinking, the Patar Bast decision always a tough one. But going into Thor, because he can go Freya, and he can have Valkyries and Godi and stronger hearses, or go for Seti and have the fast hearses, it really doesn't inspire me to play Bast. I think the Sphinx a little bit buggy and slow and a bit clunky, so yeah, it's pretty tough into those units. So we opt for the Patar style. And on this map here, I absolutely love classical fighting. For me, it's kind of like watering hole, where like everything important's kind of in the middle. And if you control the middle, then you kind of control the game. There's so many resources, so much food in the middle. Yeah, I just like classical fighting on these kinds of maps. Then you get access to the sides easy. So like if you control the middle, and he's just in his base, he has to go like all around the way here to get to the sides. You can have docks and you can transport. You get really good access to the corners once you have the middle. So yeah, I really value classical fighting here. I also just don't want to ever let Norse be able to do what they want to do. You just kind of get run over by their timings. And so yeah, we just got getting our obelisks out, keeping vision. So I see the Valk go this way, right? Like comes in, goes around. So first thing I do is I just go to my food and drop an obelisk. He's going to kind of run onto that with the Valk, reasonably obvious. But yeah, by dropping up these obelisks, just gives me a little bit more time and protection. The goal really now is just to like defend the middle vision. The more vision I have, then I can just track every unit, where he's going. So yeah, I just want to fight for that, because everything else rolls on after the vision. Like every good play you can make or defend, if you know about it, you can do it better, right? So really big fan of the vision. Bit of a misplay from me. I lose some spearmen for free, but that is life. And so yeah, we managed to sort of deal with any early shenanigans or raids that he might be looking to do, and get out onto the middle hunt here. So yeah, we're just spamming. We just want to spend as much as we can. As you can see, he's kind of got the same idea here. And you can see he keeps trying to compete for my vision, because he kind of has to. He feels like he can't go. Every time he's tried to do something, I've kind of been there, and he just knows that I'm tracking what he's doing. I do a shift here. Now, this is quite a risky shift. I do kill 2 villagers, but at this point in the game, Norse army is actually stronger, and these priests are garbage. So, yeah, we're going to lose this one. But you know, probably a mistake, but also looking back at it, we need to sort of understand why it's not horrendous. So A, we killed 2 villagers, but B, when we lose the army here, right? He now has to then walk the whole map till he gets to me. So this is what I called like an on-tempo play. Losing your army when you're on defense or like in the middle is kind of game losing, or you know, really bad for the game state. But losing your army or a fight like at his base or in his face, it's not so bad. And as we talked about before in the previous game, we've got the production. So yeah, by the time he turns up, you know, he probably thinks, oh, this guy just absolutely whiffed, awful shift sand. Now I can turn around and push. But as you can see, by the time he gets here, I'm pretty much caught up on units, right? And now my medium spearmen are going to come through, and yeah, these are just not fights he's going to want to be able to take, really. As you can see, you know, he really needs to understand where my vision is a bit more. Yeah. So, yeah. So this is what I call leading with your slingers, right? So these guys, I'm just like clicking them around. And I just A-move these guys, right? See how like it's so oppressive for him. But if I lead with my army, it means that his throwing axemen can return damage. So I just put him in this tricky position where I have this range unit that's just bonking you. And you have to come do something about it, right? I don't want to like go into a fight just fully A-moving. I want him to come into me. So he does like a little ring around here to try catch me out. But I know that I just have to keep far enough from these forests, and my spearmen will turn up in time. I have axemen. They're going to obliterate him. He really needs his raiding cavalry in with these guys to stop the axemen just like slaughtering them. And we just micro this one as well here. And this is a really losing fight for him. And just, yeah, keeping our vision going. I could be doing a little bit of a job, but yeah, we're still catching up on APM these days. As you can see, idle villagers. He goes for a little nice raid here. We managed to do a cheeky little wall. So yeah, we're safe there, so that's nice. Sim, he's just fully investing in, because he's like forward built here. I know he wants access to like the hunt and stuff. We just keep fighting. It's an easy decision. We just keep making units and keep fighting. Yeah, as you can see, it's really difficult for him to come in. And then once again, see how I just like let the slingers fire? And then here again, we're just going to pull back. And we just let them stand and shoot. And it's really hard for him to do anything. I only fight him when his army comes into my slinger line. And we completely wipe there. So, yeah, another GG. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that one. It's nice to be playing some games again. Hopefully see a few of you on the ladder. And if you enjoy watching some little analysis, then let me know, or whatever style of it that you may enjoy in the future. Thanks, guys.